Hello. Yeah. Sorry for the delay, guys. A very good morning to everyone present here. I'd like to extend you all a warm welcome to the inaugural ceremony and conference of Student Outreach Program, Biopharma World Expo 2024. The first speaker we have for today is Dr. Rajesh Sudhir Gokhale. Dr. Rajesh Gokhale is currently the Secretary for the Department of Biotechnology and the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. From 2009 to 2016, he was the director of the CSIR Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, Delhi. He completed his PhD from the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, in the area of protein folding and stability, and then carried out postdoctoral work at Stanford University in polyketide synthesis and secondary metabolite biosynthesis. He moved back to India to join the faculty of the National Institute of Immunology, Delhi. He has led interdisciplinary initiatives that have spawned new avenues in the area of functional genomics, research, and healthcare. He is also the co-founder of Viome Biosciences, a biopharmaceutical company developing best-in-class drugs for dermatology care utilizing genomics knowledge. Dr. Gokhale's scientific contributions have earned him in international recognition in understanding tuberculosis pathogenesis with a focus to understand complex cell envelope coat of mycobacterium, a unique feature of this pathogen. His research has provided new insights into the chemico-cellular trestle of mycobacteria, providing new opportunity to delineate remarkable dormancy dynamics of this infectious agent. Dr. Gokhale is the recipient of several honors and awards, including the Infosys Prize 2013 in Life Sciences India, Howard Hughes Medical Institute International Research Scholar, USA, Swarna Jayanti Fellowships India, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize in Biological Sciences. Without further ado, I'd like to call upon the stage Dr. Rajesh Gokhale and hand over the stage to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this really long, elaborate introduction. It sometimes sounds like something big is going to happen, and therefore, you always get nervous actually when you have very, very long, elaborate. I thought this was an interactive session. That's what I was told, and but looks like that Okay. So, we'll keep it very, very brief. I'll just like to share with you a couple of things, what is going to happen in this future of the country, actually, perspective. I think it's very important to understand how the country's future will be dictated by all of you who are sitting in this auditorium, actually. Because next 10 to 20 years is the defining moment of what our countries will achieve the targets by 2047, which is 100 years of our country's progress. And you can look at, we are at 75 years, and we have a very vibrant country, lots of interesting and exciting people around, and we've done enormously well in every sector we look at, actually, right now. But now we need to embark upon a journey that is completely unique, very much to the level of what we could call independence of thought processes, our capability to be able to take up to the next challenges of what we would call completely evolved society. And the best societies in the world, if you really look at in terms of economics and perspective, I think they differ in their balance of economic, societal, mental, all the kind of perspective health that is very, very critical for system to look at. Whereas India's growth model, what we want to embark upon, is very different from what happened in the West. Because we want to be sustainable, we want to be resilient, we want to be for all the people of the country. And there are a large number of people live in different kind of cities and towns. So it's an opportunity for all of us to think through how through a collaborative models of interactions, how collaborative models of catalyzing, carrying out science and technology together, to be able to make a successful enterprise of what the future of the country would be, actually. I would really like you to ask questions in areas that you are interested in, and we may be able to try to address. But we have Dr. Krishna Ella, who is actually you will introduce him separately, or I'm supposed to introduce? Oh, you're going to introduce him, okay. So he's been my, great friend for very many years, actually, in fact, and we've worked together even before I became secretary, and he's like the managing director of Bharat Biotech, who's given the vaccine for what all of us are thankful for. So maybe a applause for him for doing this fantastic things, actually. And you can imagine how country's future rested in few people's hand. And he was one of those who actually, saved this country from miseries of what other countries went through. And so it's remarkable to have him here. We only dream of doing this in our lives, but once in a while you get an opportunity to do it. And I think that's where I think it's very good to see him next to me, actually. To be able to sit next to him and say, this is the man who had created fantastic things in this country. I think also another person who is here, and I'm just introducing because, I don't know what to speak, to be very frank to you, actually. I didn't think about it, what it is actually. But he's another person who's working in the biopharma sector, and it's a sector that has given tremendous amount of impetus to our country's progress, actually. It's been one of the defining sector. I mean, one is obviously the vaccine research now. You can see the vaccine research was, it always used to produce 70 to 80% of the vaccine in this country, actually, before the COVID time. But since COVID, the innovation aspect of vaccine is now amplified, and all countries are looking at India of how different technologies, whether it's a DNA vaccine, oral vaccine, nasal vaccine, which is again done by Bharat Biotech, or the RNA vaccines, any of these vaccine platforms, in fact, are enabled in our country. And therefore, we're now embarking on a journey of innovation, startups, where the intellectual knowledge and our capacity to translate activities will be a deep tech science, actually. We're not going to be a feeble economy where, little small things can be taken up very easily and can be completed. And I think that's where this younger generation has to lead the way. And my only simple words to you is, just follow whatever you think of, just go ahead and do it. Don't leave it halfway through, actually. Just follow what you want to do. I mean, for example, you talked about my CV. It's really, the drive was to do it the best possible way. And I think that's sufficient for you to take the paths that you want to chart out in your own ways to be able to make the most successful of anything that you embark upon. So I'll stop here, but, leave you with, I'll be happy to talk to you about whatever you want to discuss about ideas, being a scientist, being an entrepreneur, being how to do great research, why this is the right time in the life. If you ask me, what would I like to be? I would like to be of your age, actually, because there has never been a better time in India's history to do great science, to be able to take up to biotechnology, to biological sciences research, to be able to solve people's problems and aspire for things that we have not even thought about, actually. And I think that's the beauty of human endeavors are. You want to achieve what you have only dreamt about, actually. And I think the future you can see now with the space programs of governments, with the biotech sectors, with the new telephone industries, semiconductor industry, all around, you can see the growth that is happening is tremendous. And therefore, the opportunities are enormously high. And the healthcare sector, wellness sector, agriculture sector, any sector you look at, it's actually now opened up for you guys to take up and embark upon challenges. So I'll stop here and say thank you very much to all of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm good afternoon to each and every one of you. Now we will welcome Dr. Krishna Ella, the visionary founder and executive chairman of Bharat Biotech. Known for developing India's Covaxin, as Sir just mentioned, he has also led the creation of the world's first clinically proven conjugated typhoid vaccine, Type-BA TCV and Rotavac. Dr. Ella's journey began with a PhD from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, following studies in agricultural sciences in India and Hawaii. After starting his career at Bayer, he returned to India to establish Bharat Biotech in Hyderabad. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Krishna Ella. Sir, you accomplished so much that I thought you need an introduction.
Not required, not required. I think when I see the kids, I get excited. Why I'm not at this age right now, okay? I mean, the whole life will be different. I think grateful to Rajesh Gokhale is being here. I think it's important as a secretary, just shows that commitment for the younger generation. I think let us salute him for that, okay? Because secretaries usually doesn't come for the young kids meetings. They only come and attend the top level meetings, okay? So he has come here, that shows that he's personal passion. And also, if I want to become a secretary, I cannot become a secretary. But secretary can become an entrepreneur. Yes or no? Yes? So he's in a great position, okay? So that's important, you have to underline this. So I'll make it very casual, very simple, and take my journey also. If one startup, I was a startup, 97, okay? So I'm basically an agriculture graduate. When I went to my father, I'm from a small farming family from Tamil Nadu. I said, I want to become a farmer, do the agriculture. So I took my agriculture degree from Bangalore, went to my father. Now I want to do agriculture. As a father, you are useless in agriculture. I want to do agriculture. My father said, he showed the degree. You have a degree which is only fit for a job, not for agriculture. You have not learned a good skill set that we learned from over the years. What learned is required in agriculture. You can't do the agriculture. Go back and get some agriculture job in the department or the bank job. Don't come for agriculture. And that was always, and also I said, okay, I'll start a business. I said, he also said, don't start a business. You are not matured enough, okay? The two things was bothering me all the time in my life. I said, I should do something. Went back to US, that is a different journey. But then my mother said only one thing, philosophically. I really didn't want to come back to India. I was a US passport, all those things, faculty and all that. I didn't want to come back. My mother said only one thing, son, you have 9 inches stomach. How much ever you make money, dollars, you can't eat more than 9 inches stomach. Come back, I'll feed you 9 inches stomach. I'm a farming family. I grow a paddy, ground it and all that. I'll feed you. You will not be starving even for a day. Come back and do whatever you like to do. This gives a message, one thing. Your own mother is telling to take a risk. Okay? Tell me, to Gorakhpur, what is this? This is what is this place, this area? Goregaon. How much time you took to come here? What is our chance of me going back to Hyderabad? Nobody wants to say. 50% chance of reaching safely to Hyderabad. Am I right? That means we are taking every day 50% risk. What is entrepreneurship required? Another 10% extra. Is it difficult? Dr. Gokhale said one important thing, whatever your passion, whatever you like to do it with one passion. Don't do a business, how much money I make. If you start thinking, your mind is stuck. You will never succeed in anything in life. But you should touch with the heart that I want to solve some problem. If I solve some problem, automatically the money comes as a byproduct of that. Okay? And I think when I came back from US to India, I said the reason I started vaccine, I don't know anything in vaccine field. I have zero knowledge in vaccine. The only thing is I'm a yeast molecular biologist. Yeast molecular biology means I can take the gene out and I can put the gene back into the yeast. That helped me to get hepatitis B vaccine into the yeast. That skill set really helped me to make it. When P.V. Narasimha came to New York, every pharma company was blaming on India. Oh, you're all copying Indian drugs are copying, data integrity is not there, your data copying, everything they start blaming India. Then that day I took a decision that India has to be innovative. We should not copy. We should become innovative. Simple observations, simple ideas in the meeting that kick-starts in your mindset. And that is how you all should think about it. Not come in the meeting taking WhatsApp photos, all the time slides photos. Don't waste your time. Start your software, start thinking. I always tell one thing, if software is good, your hardware will be good. Hardware is a body, okay? So keep the software very intact, peaceful. You'll do amazing innovation. I'll tell very simple. What is innovation? Let's talk about simple concept of innovation. Innovation has got three components. I mean, immediately, somebody will be putting in Google, what is innovation? We will always have a tendency of mucking up innovation, like this. Okay? Don't think simple. Innovation has got three things. One is a knowledge, that you get a degree. And the second is a skill set, which you know how to make it, how to do it. Third is imagination. Three components are important in innovation. I'll tell you knowledge. You have an extremely good degree. What you need is a skill set, which DBT is also pushing as a skill development program and other countries. And I think now it is different. Colleges are also become very good in laboratory. Earlier, we never had even petri plates in a lab. Now you have better luxury of having a good labs now, all those things. What you need is a passion to be learning those skill set. If you learn that skill set, you will be successful. I'll tell you a good example why skill set is important. You have a catering technology, 5-star hotel, one catering technology, cook is there. He doesn't know how to make a good idli. If he applies for a job, will you take him? Whereas a fellow comes from Orissa, that fellow doesn't know degree, but he knows how to make a good idli. Will you hire him as a cook? Yes, no? So that means skill set is also critical. So knowledge is also important. The third is imagination power. Imagination is, nobody teaches in the classroom. Imagination is, you just start looking at it. The problem in the country right now, we are too much on WhatsApp and emails and mobile and emails. We shake the mobile phone if the message doesn't come. So we have got hooked into that matter. And in that process, we don't even watch surroundings. I just now was telling that Lord Ganesha is a good example of elephant head is put on the human body. A true transplantation. So don't ask me religious point of view here. It's not a religion. I'm talking about a scientific angle. Okay? Just a transplantation. Today, kidney, liver, all transplants are happening. Okay? Very simple example. And look at Golconda, I said, 3 kilometers down, somebody can shout and they can hear. There was no sound engineering, imagination. How? Zero. How Indians innovated the zero? If zero was not there, today, do you think Microsoft will be existing today? So how the zero has come by Indians? Nobody knows. It's just imagination. Okay? That imagination you can find in a ways. I'll again give a little practical aspect of imagination. It's very simple. Look, we drink orange juice, am I right? Why we drink orange juice? We don't ask a question. Americans are drinking. Europeans are drinking. So it should be good for us, also healthy point. So we're also drinking orange juice. And whatever the orange juice comes to India is not from Nagpur Santra. Nagpur Santra is used as a fruit, not as juice. And all juice comes from Brazil and Chinese concentrate. And lands in here, they blend it and give you orange juice. Now you're all drinking that juice, you become obesity finally. A lot of starch is also added. Okay? So you're drinking because Americans are drinking. Have you seen quinoa fruit in Punjab juice? Jamun, the black. Have you seen a juice in that? We don't see that because Americans are not grown that crop. Had they grown Americans, we would have made that juice also here. You see how we become mind. We always copy something. But, up, they'll get scared. No? You can hear now? So you see simple example, okay, orange juice. And how many people knows little Tamil and Telugu here, Kannada, Tamil? Nallanne. Heard about Nallanne? Telugu, how many people here? Manchinone? Kannada? Kannada, a lot of people will be there. Kannada people? Vallanne? Nallanne? Nalla, he has forgotten. He's now in Bombay now. He's forgotten. So in Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, all languages called Vallanne, Nallanne, good oil. It's in word called gingerly oil, sesame oil. It's called good oil. Okay? Did you ask a question? Why my grandmother said it's a good oil? Anybody has got an answer? I asked one food technologist guy, it's got a lot of antioxidants. I asked a simple question. If I put antioxidant into groundnut oil, will it become a good oil? He said it's a stupid question. And you look at mustard. How many people have heard about canola oil? Canola? I think he has visited too many times US, I think. You visited US? You visited US? And that's why he is now, all the US people are addicted with the canola oil. Canola is a Canadian oil. Can means Canada, ola means oil, canola. You know what? They took a seed, mustard seed from India, and they gone classical breeding, and they made less pungent. They don't want to call mustard oil. If they call mustard oil, you compete with India. So what they call canola oil. It's almost 50% of agriculture export from Canada is one oil. And we have right in India, mustard oil. And somebody in Calcutta, people cooks it, we say it's a bad smell. Okay? But that's one of, you look at North Indian pickle, all pickle made up with the mustard oil. When you look at South Indian pickle, all made with the gingerly oil. We still don't know the science. We don't know the science. So that means right in front of us, innovation is there. But we are not looking at it. Okay? So we look at the Western Google search, all sort of things. Please don't look at it. It is there in front of us, all the innovation. Look at simple example, I'll tell you. You know samosa? How you eat samosa? Chutney? Now, have you seen a chutney in a packet anywhere? We have not made chutney also. Packets. So that means you have an opportunity to start a different chutney company. You see how entrepreneurship is very simple? It's all keen eyes, watching. Okay? And I think, I can give hundreds of examples like that. I don't want to, what time I'm done? Huh? I think you want to torture me now. You want to make sure that I miss my lunch. I don't want my secretary to get bored. So I think I came back to India. I think I'll touch upon this. Any business I start, I look at simple angle. What I can contribute to the society. Simple. I don't look at the business angle. I'll tell a few examples of my business ventures. Human vaccine is different. We made, and I think, Dr. Gokhale said, we made Covaxin and all that. Rotavirus vaccine, we sold 500 million doses, which itself is $1 dose under Department of Biotechnology partnership and a public-private partnership. Keep in mind, government is not our enemies. Okay? Government is our partner. There may be some bureaucracy problem, but they are our partner. They are our country people. Okay? If you want to succeed, have public-private partnership. Start believing in it. You put the pressure on the system to make it to happen. It will happen. Don't, oh, I tried, it didn't work. Don't say that. If you say that, you're wrong. You're not an entrepreneur then. You have to fight it, get it, and move it for the society's sake. So truly, we made a rotavirus vaccine. Today, we supply 123 countries rotavirus vaccine. Today, entire developing world, Latin America, Indonesia, everybody depends on our rotavirus vaccine. We made a lot of other innovations, Zika, chikungunya, leave it apart that. But, like what, one of the things I looked at it, animal side, I looked at Nagpur. Nagpur, when Sharad Pawar was the agriculture minister, the Nagpur, a lot of farmers are committing suicide in Nagpur, right in Maharashtra. Okay? I looked at why the people are committing suicide in Nagpur. Simple question I asked. What is the rainfall in Nagpur? I looked at rainfall, X value. I said, which is the closest? The Kolar district in Karnataka is the same rainfall area. If it is same rainfall area, why is Kolar farmers are not committing suicide? Why Nagpur farmers are committing suicide? Simple questions we ask ourselves. Then I found a simple answer that Nagpur farmer, they grow cotton. If monsoon fails, cotton is gone and they're bankrupt. See, farmer is truly an entrepreneur. Keep in mind, the best entrepreneurs in the world is farmers because they borrow the loan, they take the risk, they take the natural calamities under the control, without a control, and no insurance, nothing. The life depends on that, and they take all the risk in life. You tell me one thing, you are better than a farmer is better than you. Tell me yes, or which one is better? Yes. So they are true entrepreneurs. Okay? This country is driven by them, the farmers. I looked at it, okay, why the Kolar farmers are not committing suicide? They had allied agriculture. That means dairy, poultry, sericulture, okay, mango, and vegetables. They had allied agriculture. Then I looked at which is the core area Kolar district. The dairy was important, dairy and poultry. I said, what can be created the allied agriculture to survive for the country? I said, we have to create some innovation. We created a veterinary vaccine company with a BSL-4 containment production facility. We made vaccine. Now we are coming, lumpy skin was one of the problem of late recently. Milk production dropped by 30%. Now we made a vaccine. I think it will be coming another month into the market, lumpy skin disease. So simple observations. Nothing that you need to be genius. Nothing that you have to do big Google searches of science and all that. Keep watching. And I'll look at the food. Farmers, we all government, push the farmer to grow more. Today, Indian farmers are so intelligent. If there's a good price, they can produce anything in the world. They can feed the world. Indian farmers are so good. They can take any amount of risk and grow any crop. I looked at what farmers needs help. As a farmer, I have seen myself. My farmer was not able to sell sometimes the groundnut in the market. It crashes the price so badly. They're not able to sell. I said, what can be done for farmers? Farmers needs not production. Farmers needs help in marketing. Okay? Farmer helping. So I was in Kolar. So I said, what do we do? So we said, let's export mangoes. Mangoes, sometimes it comes to 10 rupees kg. Not even viable. Tomatoes drops to 1 rupee 50 paisa kg. They throw in the garbage in the roadside. I said, how do you help them? I said, we set up a gamma radiation in Bangalore, and we exported 1,000 tons mangoes, fresh mangoes to US and Europe and Australia. The moment the 15% of mangoes gone out of the market, suddenly the domestic market price gone up. Okay? It's a simple shifting the supply and demand game. An entrepreneur can do that. It's not the government can do it also. Even entrepreneurs can do it. But you have to believe in it, simple ideas. And then, how our grandmothers was making spice. I know the girls doesn't know how grandmother was making spices. Remember how they're making spice? Wooden or granite stone? He has forgotten now. It has become wood now. Granite stone, am I right? Granite stone, wood stick, am I right? Wood stick. You remember, ladies? Girls, you remember? Good, at least I'm glad the ladies are remembering now. Okay? So grandmother was using a granite stone, wood stick. Did you ask a question? Why grandmother was using wood stick? We don't ask. Simple. It doesn't produce heat. Okay? She makes a masala and immediately use it. So if you use it immediately, is there a microbial load? There is no microbial load. Now, Indian spices ground at a metal contact at 270 degrees temperature. Spices are medicinal value, but that medicinal value also has to be done properly. If you grind it on a granite stone, yes, it will have a medicinal value. But it ground at 270 degrees temperature, what happens? It's gone. And then storage conditions are bad. It is properly not dried and all that. So what happens is, you got a microbial load. We looked at some of the spices, you have 1 billion bacteria, some of the spice. Somebody will say, Indian, oh, we cook so much, nothing will happen. But keep in mind that microbes also produce toxins. Toxins cannot be destroyed, even at a high temperature. Okay? So how do you make it to happen? Something different. So I have a filling spices I make a liquid nitrogen tanks, 5,000 liters, 10 to 50,000 liters liquid nitrogen tank, and I grind the spices at minus 170 degrees temperature. I grind the spice, fill it in the bag, and then pass through gamma radiation. My gamma radiation is excess capacity because it has got mango season only 3 months. After 3 months, I don't have any demand for the gamma radiation. So I said I put the spices into that. Today, I make LS spice in the market, and the spice is totally microbial free. It's a cryogenic, microbial free. Is it difficult? Then I love pickles. If I love pickle, the problem doctor tells me I have a blood pressure. This is one of the price, you get the money, you get other things like cardiology, blood pressure, everything comes in. My mother said 9 inches becomes 3 inches. Okay? Life becomes small. Okay? So I think, what happened? The pickle, I love it, but I can't eat. The doctor will tell you not to eat pickle, not because of oil, because of sodium. So how do I make a low sodium pickle? So I made a plant salt, a CE plant salt, which gives you 70% less sodium in the pickle, but same salt taste. Same salt taste. Okay? You look at it's in Amazon and all there in Ella food. Okay? Pickle. Same taste and same gingerly oil. My grandmother's oil, the gingerly oil, sesame oil, I put that in that. So there's a good quality of a medicine. See, many of the Ayurvedic drugs are ground with a sesame oil. Many people should know it, that all Ayurvedic drug is used sesame oil for grinding. Okay? Nobody knows still, we don't know science. That made it, and I made it now pickle with 70% less salt, and then made it a pickle. Is it a big science? Nothing, no? So I said vitamin D. Okay, yes, people want to have vitamin D. So you want to have, if you're drinking water with vitamin D, you'll be happy? Yes? So what do you make a technology? So I made a nanoparticle of vitamin D, put it into the water, stable to light, stable to temperature. I made a vitamin D water. I got a global patent on vitamin D in water. Is it a big science? Now you understand IPR is very easy. Intellectual properties are easy or not? Yes or no? Ideas are easy or not? Ideas are there in front of us. We look for a college education to learn the ideas. No. Keep keen eyes. You will start learning a lot of things. Like that, every business, what I do, is not for money. How to make it society take a leadership in some of the science. And simple, incremental, but how to make it impact. Okay? I think I'll leave it there, and I think I have a lot of ideas to tell, but we'll take it some other time. And I think we should be grateful to our secretaries here, and Samir also here. Thank you. Thank you for the students. And I think all they look like a bridegrooms, not married. So, so take their mobile numbers. Okay. Thank you very much, and good luck to all of you in life. But India, I'm telling you, one thing in common. Every private equity, every financial investors I've seen, they said only one thing. They looked at 5 countries. All 5 countries, 4 is ruled out. Only one country left for them in the world is India. All the companies all the money wants to come to India. Okay? So don't worry, you are in the right time. But you need to have passion. Without passion, sitting and then Google searches and you want to do business and all that, it will not work. Just have some passion. Nothing to lose. If you start a business also, think simple. If I get my salary, I'm all right. I don't want to become immediately Mercedes-Benz, I want to buy a car. Don't start a business for buying a Mercedes-Benz. Okay? Think that you can get a salary at least. If you start thinking that, your greediness comes down, you start simple step by step and then grow. Start away, okay, I need immediately 30 crores private equity money, 50 crores private equity money. Put in, I have idea. Not required. Start simple, go build. And another thing, every science, think simple. You'll find the best solution. And all the best. Thank you very much for giving.
Thank you, sir, for the motivational speech. I really hope that the students here start innovating. Can we please have a round of applause for sir again? Yeah. Our next speaker is Dr. Sameer Kulkarni. He is a Tata Chemicals Darbari Seth Distinguished Professor and Head of Biological Science and Biotechnology at ICT Mumbai. His experiences are in biologics development with skills ranging from pure scientific to strategic planning of business development. I would please introduce sir over here.
A very good afternoon, and honestly speaking, to speak after Dr. Rajesh Gokhale and Dr. Krishna Ella about Biopharma is an incredible feat that I have to achieve now. And particularly after listening to Dr. Ella, I'm now wondering who's the professor here. Because I mean, it was so eloquent. I mean, the way he was able to communicate with you, the students. I hope that, I'm able to achieve that ability, as near a future as possible. Because particularly when I speak to the students and I talk about biopharmaceuticals, I speak about biotechnology and the based applications. Uh, some of the things which I notice, right? Many students actually come into the class with a mindset that biotechnology, biology, and there is a sort of a aura around it. Uh, of course, I mean, it's always a good idea to have certain expectations. But what I also have noticed is that there is a feeling of, a fear that am I going to understand this particular subject? And that is something which I believe that, if somebody puts in the efforts to really, try and understand beyond the classroom. So in the classroom, people tell you about certain facets of a certain subject, but it is the, ownership, or it's the responsibility of the student to really go outside the classroom and explore the subjects on, their own, I mean, in their own ways. And with that, I believe, there's something that, everybody will be able to really learn on that specific topic. Now, when I talk about, if I have to speak about biopharmaceuticals and what India has been doing about it, and of course, I'm too small a person, particularly in front of, Dr. Gokhale and Dr. Ella, to speak about biopharmaceuticals, because both of them have been very instrumental in actually, in a way, channeling India's abilities and the performance that, which is there for all of us to see. Uh, and particularly, what Dr. Ella or Dr. Gokhale has been able to achieve is we have been able to put India on the global map when it comes to biopharmaceuticals. I mean, may it be vaccines, may it be the monoclonal antibodies which are used to treat complex cancers. Then there are recombinant proteins which are used to treat, very complex inflammatory diseases. So, or there could be hormones, which are essentially required in certain, health necessities. So, all of these, I believe that, the Indian organizations and the leadership, both in the government as well as in the industry, has been able to really, channel these particular efforts, not just for India, but for the world. I mean, all of us, have been hearing about what India did and how India managed vaccines. But there is, one very important feat that India was able to achieve, which was we were able to generate enormous goodwill by supporting several countries in the world by actually sending our vaccines, by sending our, testing kits, the viral COVID testing kits and all. And a lot of organizations were involved in this particular effort. A lot of, leadership across the country was involved in this effort. And, as students, I think there is a lot to learn from this. It is it's not necessary, like what Dr. Krishna Ella said. Passion is very important, and perseverance towards a certain, goal is going to be the most important aspect. Beyond which, I think money is something which will, just flow in. So, to quote Bollywood, right, in this particular case, I believe Amir Khan actually had this dialogue in one of the movies, I think it was Three Idiots or something, कि कामयाब बनो, कामयाबी automatically पीछे आएगी. So basically, I don't know if I got that right. I could have been wrong in this because Bollywood is not something that I follow very ardently. But, the gist is that basically try and make yourself capable, and, the success will follow you any which way. With that, I think, I would just stop here. If there are any, if any one of you needs any help, any support in terms of understanding the subjects, particularly on the biopharma side, feel free to approach me. I'm a professor in ICT, so, ICT, I'm sure most of you would be aware, it's located, where it is located in Mumbai, in Matunga. And you can always, come down if you want. try and understand. If you have any questions, feel free to just approach. With that, thank you.